Hi guys, this is Abhishek Saini back for the one final time to take you through the fifth game of the NBA Finals. As was expected, the Nuggets won the fifth game 94-89 and sealed their first NBA title in their 47 years of existence in the league. Nikola Jokic was once again the star, as he has been throughout this playoffs. He scored 28 points, 16 rebounds, and more than fittingly took home the Bill Russell Most Valuable Player award. Now, breaking down this game is slightly tricky because it was a very cagey, very scrappy affair in the first half. Both teams struggled to make early shots, but I think the struggles were more pronounced for the home team, which is the Denver Nuggets. And that was due to all its major scorers running into foul trouble. Nikola Jokic had 2 fouls. Aaron Gordon, who's come in handy with his points earlier in the series, had 3 personal fouls, and he practically sat out the entire length of the second quarter. Apart from them, Jamal Murray, Jeff Green also had a couple of personal fouls each. Now, what that did was that Nuggets was not able to field its starters together on the floor, and that reflected in the fluency that the team had while attacking. They conceded turnovers. They were not able to make 2-point shots. They were not able to make 3-point shots. And as a result, they trailed for a major part of the first half. Now, that being said, I would again say that Miami Heat did not really capitalize on the opportunities they had with a major number of players not on the floor for Denver Nuggets. Bam Adebayo, to be fair, pulled more than his weight. He scored 18 points, but the decisive factor, the game-changing factor on Tuesday was that Jimmy Butler had a poor night in, I think, all the aspects of the game. He ended with 21 points, but the number 9 of those points came as free throws in the dying minutes of the game. In the second half. Overall, he shot at roughly 28% and he made just 2 buckets in the first half. And you feel sad for him. He's been phenomenal for the Miami Heat. He's been the centerpiece for the team's phenomenal run from the play-in tournament to this point in the series. But I guess he ran out of steam. And to his credit, he did not. He accepted the blame. He said that the team won because the Denver Nuggets won because they were the better team. There's a theory going around that his ankle injury has altered his play and he's been off scoring since getting that injury in the Eastern Conference semifinals. But he downgraded that he's absolutely fine. Another interesting point in this game was that Tyler Hero did not come on the floor. He was injured in the first game of the playoffs and did not really play since then, but he was cleared by the fitness team for the 5th game. He took shots in the pre-match warm-up. He was in uniform, but it was surprising not to see him come on the floor given Miami needed that attacking impetus, especially in the closing minutes of the game. And on one hand, you understand Eric Spoelstra's decision to not basically put him into too intense a situation in the very first game that Tyler Hero is back, but I guess they could have used they could have used Hero's attacking influence in the game, and maybe the result could have gone the other way around. How Denver Nuggets completed their comeback, I guess it was self-realization at halftime that they could not really play any worse than this, and despite them playing poorly, they trailed by only 7 points. A slightly better night for Jimmy Butler, and this lead could very well have ballooned up to as big as 20 points. But that did not happen, and eventually Nikola Jokic found his groove. He took just 3 shots in the first half. He started finding points more consistently. Jamal Murray, who had 4 points in the first half, scored 10 more in the second to take his overall tally to 14 points. But I think the big difference for them was Michael Porter Jr. and credit to Michael Malone, who stuck by him. He was criticized heavily throughout the series for not taking shots, for not making shots rather than taking shots. He was He had an abysmal record from 3-point shooting in the series. Yet again, he was not good from the 3-point line, but he made up for it by attacking the paint. He scored points from close range. He got 12 rebounds in the game, and overall I think that was a crucial factor for Denver Nuggets to stay afloat, because 12 of those 16 points came in the first half, and he sort of ensured that Denver Nuggets do not have too big a deficit to make up in the second half. Credit again to the bench as well, because when, as I said, the major scorers were off bench with foul trouble, it was the bench players of Christian Brown, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, who contributed 13 points between them, and again made sure that Denver Nuggets stays afloat and the game is not killed in the first half itself. Very interestingly, Michael Malone was quick to remind everyone that Denver Nuggets is not done with just one playoffs, with just one finals trophy. They will be back for more, and I guess it will be a pretty similar team to what they have now. Maybe they get a few additional pieces in the draft. They made a late acquisition in this very playoff series. But overall, it will be a pretty much similar roster for the Nuggets. They have long-term contracts in place for Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, their two stars. Bruce Brown is one player who is up for a contract extension, and the kind of influence he's had on the team, you can actually expect him to get a significant increase. And if a majority of these players stick around in the team, I think we might have a new dynasty in the mix. It's still early phases for Denver Nuggets to call them a dynasty. We'll have to see how they play next season. Given how Miami Heat used the zone defense against Denver Nuggets, will more teams try to apply that against the Denver Nuggets? Will more teams come up with solutions for the two-man game that Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray may bring to the Nuggets? That remains to be seen, but as of now, Denver Nuggets are the NBA Finals champions, and that is all from this NBA Finals review series. Thank you.